This is a 2021 Cadillac Escalade 4-wheel drive Sport Platinum, the premium brand's 5th generation of luxury land barges, which is now luxurier and bargier than ever before, but also more refined as it comes with an independent multi-link rear suspension for the first time. My name is Robin Warner, an experienced engineer and magazine editor, and yes, I can still see you from up here.
Hello!
The Escalade Sport Platinum is the top of several trims offered, above luxury, premium luxury, and sport versions, and similarly equipped but differently styled than the premium luxury Platinum Escalade. That means you get a panoramic power moonroof, the 36-speaker AKG sound system, and massaging front seats. Also standard across the lineup is a 6.2-liter V8 producing a peak 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. That power then goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission and onto all 4 wheels. However, the Escalade is also available with 2-wheel drive, and if you want to improve your fuel economy, Cadillac also offers a 3-liter inline-6 diesel engine. It produces 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. Choosing the diesel also saves you $50. Speaking of, the base price for the 2021 Escalade is $77,840. A Sport Platinum version with 4-wheel drive starts at $104,290, and my test car cost $113,065. For those that are interested, I included detailed specifications, including dimensions, fuel economy, and options in the description. All right, let's take a look around the car. Well, here it is, the 5th generation 2021 Cadillac Escalade. This is a much bigger vehicle than it was in the 4th generation, and yet it is the smaller of the 2 versions of the Escalade you can get, the larger one being called the Cadillac ESV. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's very, very big. You're just talking about extra large and double extra large, right? Now, this particular Escalade is painted in crystal white tri-coat paint, which is a $1,225 option, and it looks lovely. I actually really like the contrast of white and black that you see, the white paint with the very blacked out grille here. I like the patterns that are in here. The massive Cadillac crest looks appropriate here. I really like the lower bumper accents you get down here and the vertical daytime running lights, which don't look large compared to the rest of the vehicle, but are like 18 inches tall on their own. The headlights by comparison look small, but they're plenty bright. Now, this is the Sport Platinum Escalade, so it's all fully loaded, but every single Escalade comes standard with 22-inch wheels. They are very, very big, but the Sport Platinums get a unique style 22-inch wheel, and it looks good. Taking a few steps back, seeing the car in profile, it's got, you know, a nice classy shape to it. There's some nice details. I really like this character line that runs across from the headlights to the taillights, and there's a nice lower character line down here that runs in between the axles, and then this nice black strip here even lower. Going around to the back, you have these massive vertically mounted taillights running all the way from that roof mounted spoiler all the way down to the bumper, and you got this nice black horizontal bar running across, meeting another really big Cadillac crest in the center. Looking a little lower, it is an Escalade, and all Escalades are Escalade 600s. I'll explain that just a bit more later on. Lower here, removing this panel will give you access to the trailer hitch, and you do have dual exhaust tips there, and you know, these aren't too terribly bad, but these guys are fake. Looking closer, there's the real exhaust tip right there. It's not my favorite, but it's nothing egregious. Generally speaking, I think this is a good looking SUV, but a very, very big one. And that makes it very appropriate to want to show you inside because there's a lot to see. And we will go back to front, and we're going to start with this lift gate, and actually we'll start with the key fob because you can open the lift gate with the key fob. You have lots of buttons here: lock, unlock, press twice for auto engine start, press twice to lift the lift gate, but also press twice to just lift the glass. So if you don't want to lift the entire tailgate and access to your stuff, easy to do. That's always nice. And also, if you want to get it from the liftgate itself, there's a button right here. So, multiple ways to get to the glass. But press twice for the liftgate. And there you got 25.5 cubic feet of cargo space right there. Now, the ESV Escalade gets 42.9 cubic feet. Obviously, there's more space. But for more cargo room, all you have to do is fold the third row down and you get 63 cubic feet of cargo space. And that is super easy to do because you have buttons right here to do it, right there. Just press this. And the headrest automatically go down and everything. And there is your 63 cubic feet of cargo space. But let's say you want even more cargo space. How about 109.1 cubic feet of cargo space? Well, you have more buttons right here. Press these. And the second row seats also automatically fold down. And there is your 109.1 cubic feet of storage. But maybe you're saying, I actually need a really low floor for the second row. Well, just press these buttons again. And they automatically fold up. So that gives you a low loading floor in the second row down there. All of that done by a press of a button. How cool is that? Also, there is an AC plug if you need to run something back here as well. So not only does Cadillac provide you tons of space, but just so much convenience to use that space. Anyway, sometimes you have passengers, not stuff. Let's see how it feels to sit in the second and third row. From the second row, of course, you can move these seats around from here as well. Here's the folding down mechanism. This also moves the seat fore and aft. So press this once, folds flat, press it again, pops right up. It's all spring loaded, all super easy. So plenty of space, easy to get into the third row. Now the third row is lower seats, so you don't have a lot of thigh support, but you do have 10 more inches of legroom than you did before. So I have plenty of knee room. I'm 5'11", plenty of knee room, plenty of space. I also have cup holders and USB-C outlets right there. So really not bad for space. Second row, go ahead and put this back down. And it does take a little bit of effort to get the seat back up because the seat back, as you lift that up, the seat bottom articulates with it, but it's not a big deal. It's not bad. And I'm gonna go ahead and move it back so I have more leg room. Hop into the second row, and I've got a 12.6 inch screen. Both passengers do. And that screen, you have access to headphones to use. You also have lots of USB ports, HDMI ports, and an AC outlet right there as well. This is also, when it's turned on, this is climate control. You have 3-zone climate control. Here's your third zone right here. And of course, cup holders, but you don't really need cup holders. When you have this much space right here, you could put a 75 quart cooler here and just lounge out with whatever you want. One more thing I should point out, you do have 2 captain's chairs here, but you can instead get a 3-seat bench for the second row if you want. That is available. Okay, and before we even get inside, there's a few things to show you. First of all, we've got the $1,750 assist steps on this car right there, that automated foot rail. And when you close it, give it a couple seconds and that'll pop up for us. Also, these doors, if you close them lightly, are soft closed doors. So just give them to the first latch and it automatically seals to the final latch. Okay, open up the door. You can see soft leathers and plenty of controls here. Okay, obviously power windows, seat memory, mirror adjust, power locks. You also have cooled seat, heated seat, and you can just have the seat back be heated as well. And you have 3 levels. You can see the lights right there. Moving down to the seat, you have the usual controls here, but this style is much more than lumbar support. You also have seat massage in the Sport Platinum Escalades, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Also, we've got 4-wheel drive. We can choose 2-wheel drive, 2 high, 4-wheel drive, 4 high, and 4 low. Also auto modes. We also have drive modes. We have 4 of those. And this car has the air suspension, so you can, it's load leveling, and you can choose lower and higher ride heights. Furthermore, we also have a trail brake right here. If you're trailing something heavy, has trailer brakes. Here's your seat adjust. You have tilt and telescope. And of course, you've got 3 massive OLED screens right here. There are 3 of them that combine to give you over 38 inches of screen space. You got a 7.2 inch screen here, 14.2 inch instrument cluster screen, and a 16.9 inch center console screen right there. Okay, hopping inside. All that to tell you, and now we're just getting inside. We have plenty of buttons and options on the steering wheel, not least of which is adaptive cruise control, heated seats, and even more than that, that right there, we have Super Cruise in this car. You also do get shift paddles here and here for the 10-speed automatic, and the usual array of stuff here. Nice little wood grain to cover up a couple of cup holders, a couple of USB ports. Open the center console and you got a big storage bin. You have more USB ports, things like that, but you also have cup holder coolers. Look at that. So I can cool my cup holder to keep beverages cool. And then a really nice slot for your smartphone, which also doubles as a wireless phone charger. So you have a wireless phone charger, and you do also get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This is, you know, pretty typical controls for the center console screen to use what you need here. Up here, you have more controls. This is for the lift gates and things like that. And then also the panoramic moonroof has slide, tilt, and this is just the privacy panel right here, OnStar mechanisms, all of that. Rear view camera. So here is your typical rear view mirror, you know, to see what you can see, or flip this and you have a camera. And of course, this camera has all kinds of different adjustments. I can adjust the brightness, I can adjust the zoom, or I can adjust the angle as well. Okay, starting the car up. This is what the instrument cluster screen looks like when it's lit. Plenty easy to read, nice big print, no problems there. This is the smaller screen on the side. Right now it's set to show me trip information, lovely. And as you can see there, we do have head-up display. That's right up there. And then finally, here is the big 16.9 inch screen, super easy to read, plenty clear, and there's lots of options here. So you have several screens to choose from, and each one gives you your own set of options. So that's nice right there. But the one feature I really wanted to show you was that seat adjustment down there. So that gives you the option to choose not just lumbar, but seat massage. And if I want a massage, not only can I choose massage, but a roll massage, a knee massage, a wave massage, relief, and glide. So you have all these different kind of options for just the massage. And then you can choose intensity, the lightest being 1, middle 2, and 3. But you can also instead make seat adjustments. So I can choose to adjust the upper portion of the seat, the lower portion of the seat, that's lumbar, and you can adjust how much lumbar and where the lumbar sits. And you can also adjust the bolsters to tighten or loosen around you. So the seat has several air bladders to give you just tons of options for comfort. And I think that sums up this Escalade really, really well. You just have so many options and so many conveniences to really suit this car to your personal tastes. And that also includes when you go on a drive. So let's go on a drive. Hi everybody. Well, here we are, way up high in a 2021 fifth generation Cadillac Escalade, the smaller of two Escalades, which, I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that a 211-inch long thing is the smaller version of two things, but here we are. And it is a very, very comfortable place to be. I do not currently have the seat massager on, but I am getting my seat cooled a little bit, and I am enjoying this four-wheel drive Sport Platinum version of the Escalade. When it comes to versions of the Escalade, it's a little bit more complicated than you're used to. Usually you have like a few different levels of vehicles, one more luxurious or better equipped or sportier than the next. But the way Cadillac put these Escalades together is slightly different. You have 5 versions of this car, ultimately. You have luxury, premium luxury platinum, and then you also have sport and sport platinum. Luxury is effectively your base model. Premium luxury goes up from there. Sport is above premium luxury, but also slightly different styled than the luxury models. But then premium luxury platinum and sport platinum are the same price and the same equipment, just slightly different styles. There's kind of like 2 branches and 2 equal but different top tiers. Now, I also want to tell you about that 600 hanging out in the back of the liftgate there. 600, what does that mean? Well, that is the amount of torque you get in this Escalade, sort of, and not really. So that is 600 for 600 Newton meters of torque. However, this 6.2 liter V8 makes 460 pound-feet of torque, and that equates to 623.7 Newton meters of torque. So Newton meters is just a different set of units for torque than pound-feet. And what Cadillac does is round down to 600, so it's a nice even number on the back of the car. They claim, Cadillac does, that it's 623 Newton meters of torque in actuality that they round down from, which means that this doesn't make a full 460 pound-feet of torque, but actually 459.5 or a little bit more than that pound-feet of torque. If we're getting nitpicky, and I'm getting nitpicky, by the way, if it were truly 600 Newton meters of torque, it would be 443 pound-feet of torque. So there you go. There's a whole lot of numbers about torque just to explain the 600 in the back. And you get 420 horsepower, which is a healthy amount from a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8. And that is tied to a 10-speed automatic transmissions, which gives you a nice, huge ratio range to work with. Nice gears for quick off-the-line acceleration, and also really low RPMs for highway cruising. Real nice combination, and it gives us not a bad amount of acceleration as well. Why don't I show you? All right. Briefly slowing down. Bit of brake torque. Not bad. Not bad at all. And a nice V8 rumble in the background to give you something to listen to as you accelerate. You've got 13.9 pounds for every horsepower. That's not stellar. It's certainly not sports car levels or anything like that, but that's, you know, healthy for a big SUV like this. Now, there is a flip side to having decent acceleration and a big vehicle like this, and that is fuel economy, but I'll get to that in a minute, because this is not the only engine you can get. This is the base engine, 6.2 liter V8, but you can also get a 3 liter inline 6 diesel engine in the Escalade, and that gives you the 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet I mentioned earlier. Choosing the diesel would give you one big advantage, and of course that's fuel economy. Fuel economy in the Escalade is not great. I mean, I doubt that surprises you, but in this particular car, because I have all-wheel drive and the 6.2 liter, but I do have auto start stop, I get 14 miles to the gallon in the city, 19 miles to the gallon on the highway, 16 miles combined. Oi. But if I had the same equipment but diesel, I would have 20 miles to the gallon in the city, 26 on the highway, 22 combined. So that's a big advantage. Now, there's a variety of fuel economies you get with this car because going just rear wheel drive versus all wheel drive affects it, and obviously diesel and non-diesel affects it. And both the diesel and the 6.2 liter are available with either the rear or the four wheel drive models. So I can show a couple different versions of fuel economy right here on the screen while I talk. Of course, there is one small disadvantage to going to the diesel, which might be a tiny bit of a surprise, because the diesel has the same amount of peak torque as the V8. It has roughly the same amount of towing capability, but the diesel engine actually weighs 200 pounds more than the 6.2 liter V8. And that means that the diesel engine can actually tow about 200 pounds less than the 6.2 liter V8 can, because it has to do with gross vehicle weight and all these kinds of things. However, the least capable Escalade can still tow 7,500 pounds. That is a healthy amount of weight to tow. That is a big camper, big boat, all those kind of recreational toys. That's pretty much covered. And if you get the heavy duty towing package, what this particular car does have, that goes up to 8,000 pounds. And if you just have rear wheel drive instead of four wheel drive, that goes up to 8,200 pounds. So you can go between 7,500 pounds and 8,200 pounds of towing capability in this big, luxurious SUV. Pretty darn decent. And if you're towing and if you're looking at fuel economy, there's a good chance that you're going to be spending time on the interstate. And if you're spending time on the interstate, you have the opportunity to have Super Cruise, which this car does have. And Super Cruise is kind of an incredible thing. And I did a quick little demonstration of it, and I'm going to show you that right now. All right, I am on the freeway. I'm getting up to speed and I am setting the cruise control. Cruise control is set, and now I am turning on Super Cruise. Super Cruise is on. I've got a green light, wrong steering wheel, and here go my hands. And I am coming up to a curve. And I'm not turning, but the car is. And wow, I'm actually pretty centered into the lane too. I'm not perfectly centered, but it's pretty good. Yeah, okay, that's good. And check this out. With Super Cruise, not only can you let the car do the steering for you, it will change lanes for you. Changing lanes, because it looked for an opening. Now it's changing lanes. Now it says lane change is complete. And I got nervous. It's still doing it, but I grabbed the wheel. I got nervous. All right, I'm gonna change lanes again. I'm not doing anything. It's changing lanes. Auto lane change, it's called. Lane change complete. And now the adaptive car is slowing down. There's a slower truck in front of me. So I am going to let this car, I'm going to do one more lane change, and I've got another car coming, so I'm going to see what it does. Looking for an opening, waited for the car to pass, now it's changing lanes. Now the lane change is complete. Super Cruise. It works. It definitely works. Wow. Pretty cool. A little freaky, but pretty cool. I think it's just a neat system, and it's cool to see this autonomous driving technology inch its way forward. When it comes to driving, this Escalade is not a driver's car, of course, But put it in context. Given this car's size and center of gravity height and all these kinds of like inherently not good factors for it, it actually handles pretty darn well. Don't forget, this particular model weighs 5,822 pounds. That's nearly 3 tons. But we now have that 4-wheel independent suspension, so it's no longer a stick axle in back. You get a multi-link suspension in back. This one also gets an electronic limited slip differential in the rear axle. We also have drive modes. We have 4 drive modes: touring, sport, off-road, and tow haul. And what that all means is you just get a real sense of competence driving this car. You have a real good sense of where the limits are. It's easy to drive and easy to drive comfortably. And furthermore, this also has an air suspension that's load leveling and gives you those different ride heights. I showed you those buttons in the walk around. And it also has MagneRide shocks. That's an ability to adjust the amount of shock stiffness you have. And it does so very, very quickly, like millisecond reactions to surface changes on the road. You actually have a really pleasant ride. For a vehicle of this size, that's really helpful. And that it's not the type of thing you think about, but when you're considering, oh, I've got this thing full of my family and it's raining outside and I'm towing something, all those things add up to give you a lot more confidence in the ability to stay in control. This is not cheap. I mean, 113 grand for an SUV. Whew, those are big numbers, but boy, oh boy, do you get so much. I mean, all the tech I showed you here, they're just loaded to the gills with everything. Cadillac made a very big SUV, but they also made it very, very well and very, very comfortable. I think I'm gonna sit back and relax, get a massage, and just super cruise for a little while. Thank you for watching. And if you are still watching, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Those kinds of things really help me out and I'd appreciate it. Okay, goodbye. Press these